Coming up, Santa Claus is coming to town. We're tracking St. Nick as he makes his way to your house this Christmas Eve. Then we'll take you to the city with a special place in the Christmas story. Also ahead, Dr. John will be here to answer your latest questions about the pandemic.
Now that I'm vaccinated, can I give COVID to some of my family members that are not vaccinated?
What you need to know as you head into Christmas break. Plus, making spirits bright, this teenager is dancing her way into the hearts of many, serving as an inspiration for others.
Nothing's impossible. It just takes determination and dedication to reach your goals.
Her remarkable story just ahead.
This is NBC Nightly News, Kids Edition.
Welcome back to Nightly News Kids Edition. It's really terrific to be here. I'm joining you this week from the West Coast. I'm outside our Los Angeles bureau. I have to admit I'm joining the slightly warmer temperatures here in California, but there's plenty of rain in the forecast. That's really a good thing. They could use it here, especially since the first day of winter in the Northern Hemisphere was on Tuesday. We've got another great lineup, from tracking Santa on Christmas Eve to this inspiring teenage dancer. Plus, we've got a really amazing organization that we can't wait to tell you about. It's called Musicians on Call, and they are hitting all the right notes this holiday season. Plus, President Biden has welcomed a new member to his family. We'll explain. But first, let's begin with the top story we continue to follow on this program and across NBC News, and that, of course, is the pandemic. Unfortunately, the coronavirus is not taking a break this holiday season. New cases across the country continue to rise. Health officials say Omicron is now the most dominant coronavirus variant in the U.S., and some schools have decided to go remotely until next year. We know you guys have a lot of questions about all this, especially as you begin your Christmas break. So let's get straight to them. And joining us now is our pal, Dr. John Torres. And Dr. John, our first question comes from Florida.
Hi, my name is Eliana and I'm 9 years old and I live in Florida. My question is, now that I'm vaccinated, can I give COVID to some of my family members that are not vaccinated? I love Nightly News Kids Edition.
Oh, great question. We're glad you're vaccinated. Dr. John, what's the answer?
No, it's a fantastic question. Ileana, I'm so glad you're vaccinated, because that vaccine helps prevent you from getting COVID. And if you do get COVID, it helps prevent you from getting too sick from COVID. But the one thing you do have to understand is you can still get it and you can still spread it to other people. So you have to be very careful, especially if you're around somebody that's unvaccinated. And that means making sure you stay 6 feet away from them, making sure you and they are wearing masks. That way everybody stays protected and we don't spread COVID to each other.
Okay, Dr. John, our next question is a pretty simple one.
Hi, my name is Miriam, and I have a question. How do people get COVID-19?
Miriam, that's a great question, I think, Doc, because I think with this Omicron variant moving so quickly, a lot of us wonder how we get it.
And this is the biggest question. And Miriam, thank you for asking it, because this goes to what happens and how it spreads. You have to remember that coronavirus causes COVID. Coronavirus is a respiratory virus, meaning that it's really small, it can get into the air, and if somebody coughs or sneezes, they can cough or sneeze it into the air. We can get it, or even if they breathe and we're very close to them, we can get it into our lungs and we can catch it that way. The other thing you have to realize too is if they cough or sneeze on a surface or on their hand and they touch the surface, like a doorknob, and you touch it and then touch your eyes or your mouth, you could possibly get it that way too, which is why we want you to wash your hands. But the most likely way you're going to get it is by breathing it in. If somebody around you has it and they're passing it on to you, and that's why we wear masks, and that's why they should wear masks as well. Plus, the vaccine can help keep you safe if it does happen to get into your body.
And Dr. John, before I let you go, with the holidays here, what should kids know as they head into Christmas break? I mentioned a moment ago this Omicron variant, and I see, by the way, it's not getting you out of the holiday mood, but a lot of folks are talking about it. What should we know?
You know, and the main thing to know is you still can have a fantastic Christmas, and you can be around some of your relatives, some of your family members, and really enjoy the holidays. I want to introduce you to a couple people here. This is Elvino, which is the Christmas reindeer, and this is Chill, the Christmas sloth. They're here to help me answer the question, but basically the one thing you want to realize is that the virus is still here. This new variant is here, which makes it a bit more contagious, so we need to be careful. And that means making sure that everybody you're around is either vaccinated or masked and social distancing, that's 6 feet. That's going to be extremely important. But at the same time, understand this is a great time to have a wonderful family time, a wonderful holiday time. And the other thing to realize is that Santa Claus actually got his booster shot, and so he's going to do great. He's going to come to your house, and there's no worries about him getting sick or spreading it to anybody else.
That's the best news yet. All right, Dr. John Torres, thank you as always. Happy holidays to you, my friend.
Happy holidays, Lester.
Now let's turn to another story we're tracking right now. That, of course, is Santa. He's getting ready to leave the North Pole and take to the skies to deliver those gifts in time for Christmas. For more on how you can track Santa in the sky, we're joined by General Glenn Van Herk. He's the commander of the North American Aerospace Defense Command and the United States Northern Command. General, it's great to have you. I know your main job is to protect the United States airspace against bad guys. You have those big, powerful radars. How will you use that technology to track Santa?
Well, Lester, we use the technologies just like we do every single day to protect North America, the Canadian skies and the United States skies. It starts off with our radars that first detect Santa Claus as he leaves the North Pole. Those radars stretch across Canada and Alaska. We're also blessed that Rudolph has a red nose that gives off an infrared signature. And once he leaves our radars, we can track that infrared signature with our satellite capabilities. As he approaches North America to ensure his safe passage, we track him with our fighters, to include Canadian CF-18s, our F-15, F-16, and F-22 fighters as well.
So if you want, you can send planes to actually see Santa in the air?
Yes, Lester. Each year, we have our fighters intercept Santa Claus to ensure his safe passage through North America. We've been doing that now for since 1955 and the establishment of NORAD in 1958.
Well, I know a lot has changed since then, and now kids can actually keep track of Santa on Christmas Eve. Can you explain how they can do that?
Absolutely. There are several ways to track Santa Claus, and I would say it first starts with online at noradsanta.org, or you can utilize your applications on your Android or your iOS phone and download our application. In addition to that, call 1-877-HI-NORAD. That's 446-6723. Amazon Alexa will also help, as will OnStar in your vehicle.
Well, General Van Herk, thanks very much for tracking Santa for us and for what you guys do year-round about protecting North America. We appreciate what you do, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. It's an honor to protect the men and women of North America and our sailors, soldiers, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen, and our guardians that do this mission. We have the watch 24/7, 365.
Terrific. Thank you. Now let's head overseas to a city that has a very special place in the Christmas story. Our friend Raf Sanchez has details.
In the little town of Bethlehem, the countdown to Christmas is on. Prayers and songs of praise going up from a city with a special place in the Christmas story. The Bible says Jesus' family traveled from Nazareth to Bethlehem when his mother, Mary, was pregnant. This church is built at the site where Jesus is believed to have been born 2,000 years ago, and it's right here that the whole Christmas story began. People come from all over the world, both Christians and non-Christians, to visit Bethlehem.
It's so exciting, it's so special, especially at Christmas time. And we were one of the very few tourists fortunate enough to be able to come to Israel and then to come to Bethlehem.
That's because of the new form of the coronavirus called Omicron, which is making it hard to travel this year. It means fewer tourists to shop in local stores, and holy sites like Bethlehem's Church of the Nativity are quiet this year. But even without many visitors from overseas, the streets of this ancient city are still alive with the spirit of Christmas. Amal Bandak is one of Bethlehem's top Palestinian tour guides. And she agreed to show us around a city ready to ring in the holidays.
Christmas is the most beautiful time in the year. This is the time of gathering all the family. This is the time to see everybody happy, everybody waiting for the Christmas tree.
On every corner, festive treats made by the local community.
Wherever you go and you celebrate Christmas, you can't celebrate it like Bethlehem.
And at the center of it all, the giant Bethlehem Christmas tree.
Last year, the Christmas tree lighting was a virtual event. People were at home, they were watching on their screens. This year, the crowds are back and they're ready to celebrate.
And away from the noise and lights, quiet moments to think about what Christmas really means. Father Isa is the parish priest at the Church of the Nativity.
The lights, the trees, the sweets, and everything. This is not Christmas. Christmas is to think of others. Christmas is to love each other. Christmas is to have this inner peace and this inner love.
Last year, the coronavirus kept Amal's family apart. This year, 3 generations are gathering under the tree, thankful for what they have. It may be a different Christmas this year, but the people of Bethlehem are determined to make it a happy one. Raf Sanchez, NBC News, Bethlehem.
All right, Raph, thanks so much for that. Well, speaking of the holidays, we want to take a moment to give a quick shout out to members of the New York City Police Department. This week, the officers turned into elves and delivered some early Christmas presents to kids in need across New York City. 7-year-old Jefferson was the top cop, so to speak, on the last day of Operation Sleigh Ride. He served as an honorary member of the NYPD. Also making headlines this week, there are now 2 commanders at the White House. There's President Joe Biden, the commander-in-chief, and his new puppy, Commander. The president welcomed the new puppy to the White House on Monday. Now to our Inspiring Kids series. Our friend Kevin Tibbles has the story of a teenage girl with a powerful message just in time for Christmas.
The Nutcracker is a wintry spectacle of music and movement. And this year's performance by Chicago's Joffrey Ballet reminds us that all movement is a thing of beauty.
You guys ready to rock it? Yeah. All right, Joffrey on 3, here we go. An arm comes above my head. I look underneath, 3 and 4.
This year, a student from the Joffrey Academy's adaptive dance program takes part.
The class is special because of the students in it. So they move differently. And that is something that we celebrate. Get ready.
Dancer Lark Johnson is a high school senior with cerebral palsy.
Do you get excited when you go on stage?
Yes, it's the highlight of my week.
Cerebral palsy is a problem that impacts a person's muscle tone, movement, and coordination. So it is Lark's beauty and determination as a person that shines so brightly.
Does dancing represent freedom to you?
It allows me to be myself and not care about it being a right or a wrong way to move.
For Lark's mom, her daughter's contribution impacts far beyond the theater.
Representation matters and inclusion matters.
In everything we do.
In everything we do.
In a season of tradition and celebration, we would all be wiser to add the word inclusion.
Nothing's impossible. It just takes determination and dedication to reach your goals.
Kevin, thanks so much. Finally, we want to introduce you to an organization that is helping spread some holiday cheer, bringing music to the bedsides of patients in hospitals across the country.
Hey everybody, what's going on? My name's Betsy, and I am your volunteer guide today with Musicians on Call.
Hey, what's up, people? I'm Jason Derulo, and I'm on call.
They don't wear scrubs, but dozens of musicians have been dispensing doses of musical medicine throughout the pandemic.
This is Musicians on Call. I'm a musician. I will be on call. Anybody needs to hear a song, just call.
They are volunteers with Musicians on Call, a nonprofit that enlists local musicians, singers, and songwriters, along with some big-name celebrity performers, to play bedside for patients. Since the pandemic hit, Musicians on Call has gone virtual, hosting performances via Zoom.
It's been a long time, but it's always the right time.
We play for all different types of people and patients. We do things at children's hospitals, adult hospitals, veterans hospitals.
You can call me strangers.
We just want to make sure that everyone can have the access to music, because what we do know is that music really helps people feel better. It not only improves how they're thinking and keeps them positive, but also, you know, it's been shown that music can help people deal with pain and anxiety when they're in the hospital.
We first caught up with Musicians on Call back in 2013 when I joined Grammy Award winner Darius Rucker while he was making the rounds at Nashville's Vanderbilt Children's Hospital.
See the looks on their faces, especially when they play a song they know and they're just so happy, and that's nothing better than that.
Now, in an effort to spread some holiday cheer, this month, Musicians on Call is hosting a Hope for the Holidays virtual concert for patients, families, and caregivers at hospitals across the country.
We get artists to submit videos and performances to us of holiday songs. And then we also have artists send us special messages for patients and caregivers so that if they're in the hospital during the holidays and they might be feeling a little sad that they're not around their friends, they've got this really wonderful holiday concert that they can watch and bring some holiday spirit to the hospitals.
Music is so healing. Music is so powerful. And when you're in a hospital, you need healing and you need something powerful to be a source of love and hope.
Country music star Lauren Elena is thrilled to be on call and part of the holiday show.
This is my grown-up Christmas list.
My grown-up Christmas list is one of my favorite Christmas songs because it's all about healing. It's all about love. It's all about wishing for a world that was more peaceful, more kind, more hopeful, more filled with love. I think we all need that right now. It's been such a trying time for everyone.
Musicians on Call, hitting all the right notes this Christmas. Well, that's going to do it for us, parents. Just a reminder, if your child has a question about any topic in the news, email a video to us at nightlynewskids@nbcuni.com, and we'll try to answer them in an upcoming program. And you can also follow us on Instagram at NightlyKids. Thanks for watching, everybody. Remember to take care of yourself and each other. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas.